Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Tonight's date is September 4th, 2024. It is a Wednesday. Hope everyone's week has been going well. Been interesting here at the Cowboy's place. Laurel says, looks good and sounds good. Hey, Laurel. Hey, Kay. Welcome to the show. I dropped the exposure by half a stop. Is it too dark? We went down to neutral. It got bumped up to 2 over. That's why it looked like it was horrible at one show. Then it was. Then I dropped it down to neutral for the last show. Now I am half a stop below. So tell me what you think. Is this better, or should I bump it back up a little bit? I know we got a bunch of folks out there. Hey! Welcome to the show. Yeah, both Kay and Laurel says bump it up. Let's see here. There we go. Now we're neutral. Hey, Laurel says better. There we go. It was just too bright the other time. I'd like to get deeper shadows. I'd like to get deeper shadows. I'm gonna try something. Let me tell you what you think. Or let me tell you. You tell me. Kay says, no, we're not neutral. Okay, there's dropping my fill light, but keeping the light going on in the bookcase. Now, do you like that better? Or do you like the fill light? See, I wish I could turn the fill light down just a little teeny bit. Oh, there we go. How's that? There we go. Class participation. Okay, here we go. I'm about as low as I can. There, I think it's yeah, that's as low as I can go with Phil. Now, do you like that, or do you like it brighter? That's good. What's good? Down here? Or do you like a little bit more light? See, I got to give you guys a chance to respond, because we got about a 5-second delay. Loop time. Just a tad. Not much more. Okay, how about this? How's that? That's three clicks over bass. Okay, you say that's good? That's good. You like that. You don't want any brighter. That's just enough. Just enough fill in there. So I'll have to keep my memory on that, because when I start it back up, it started up. No, brighter. You want it brighter? How's that? As in no more. Oh, no brighter. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's where it was when you said no brighter. No brighter. You want it just like this. Just like this? Yes. Yay. Look at that. I put it down. I put down the controls. The controls are down. Oh, yeah. All right. There we go. And y'all can still see the shooting iron in the back there and everything fine, correct? Because see, it's not showing. I can't. It doesn't look the same on my computers as it does on the cell phone or the laptop. It's just, they're all set different. And damn it. Tonight's coffee, chocolate-covered strawberries from Dunkin' Donuts. Chocolate-covered strawberries. Dunkin' Donuts. It's one of my favorites. I'm not a dark roast guy, but this is a dark roast I like. It is good. It is good. You should see a little bit of color in my face, even though I'm wearing one of my lighter shirts. I don't want to disappoint Donna out there. You know, she says last time I wore one of these light shirts, she says my face had no color in it. I think I got some color in it now. All right. Housekeeping. Look, Ma. Look, Ma, no hands. No, I got my hands. Look at that. Yeah, see that? Oh, look at that. Let's see here. Let's go back over here. Let's go. Damn it. Everything's reversed. It's reversed. There we go. See, they got the ring. Got a ring. There you go. Laurel noticed that on the picture I posted up the other day about me playing my guitar. It's like, yes, the ring. It's not the ring, it's a ring. The ring is still in the bottom of the well. I'll tell you about for those who weren't part of the show, I got a property in Vermont, and I'm trying to sell it, and I'm working on the water line and stuff like that. And when my hands get cold, they get narrower. The fingers get narrower. And my ring came off my finger and dropped into the well. I didn't have a light, and I didn't have any way to reach in and get it, because it's a well. It's not a bucket of water. It's a well. So I've been without my ring. And I say my ring because it wasn't really my wedding band. See, my wedding band was gold, and still is. I haven't worn it in years. And the reason I hadn't worn it, and I think I've said this before, is it split. You know, they split. And it was a little on the thin side, and the ring that I replaced it with was my faith devotional ring. And that's the one that you guys are familiar with. It's silver. And it's got the groove in the center. And in one side, it's got the Trinity Celtic knot in it. That's my faith devotional ring. And I always used to wear it on my right hand. And I had my wedding band on my left hand and my faith devotional on my right hand. Well, when my ring split, took my ring off and I put it in the jewelry box. Yes, I have a jewelry box. And I put it in the jewelry box. And I took my faith devotional ring off my right hand and I put it on my left hand. And there it was. Just hadn't gotten around to replacing or repairing the other one. Well, the missus has a matching gold band. And it had been irking her for a while. Because our bands weren't the same anymore. I mean, it was fine. Well, we have rectified that. And we have matching new bands. And we went with, it probably looks silver stainless steel. It's not. We went with titanium. It's brushed titanium. Except for the very edges. It's got high polished edges on both sides. The beveled edges. And it's brushed titanium in the rest. So it almost looks gray. It's kind of an interesting color with a shiny edge to it. It's kind of a neat looking ring. So we've now got, thank you. I was like, oh. And there's a story behind that. She'd ordered it up before we had even gotten home from Vermont that day. So they arrived, and now I wear them, and it's fine. So, yeah, So that's the story of the rings. Now, I'll be down there. I'll be at Vermont and on Friday because I'm having the whole plumbing redone. That's going to be a nice chunk of change there, folks. Here's a good, nice chunk of change. Hey, folks who like my content and think it's worthwhile for it to stay on the YouTuber, as well as all my content on Facebook and stuff like that. If you have the wherewithal, feel free to use the links in the description of the show. You can make a single donation or a monthly donation that can be canceled at any time. It all is appreciated and goes for things like my expenses because they happen. So yeah, I'm going to have all my plumbing replaced and some weird doodads because it has to be done special because of the way the well is and if it loses draw and everything. So yeah, whatever. So it's going to be a special hoodinky. I'm going to be there Friday morning and having that all redone. And of course, since part of the process, I'll be back up at the well. I will be up at the well, and I have my goodness, my nose is itching. I got a 70 some odd inch grabby thingy. You know, there's the things that put down your drain, and it's got the claw that comes out the end and a plunger at the other end, and you plunger it and the claw comes out and it grabs stuff, the wiry claws. You all know what they are. Well, I got a long one. I got a 70 some odd inch one. So I'm bringing my spotlight up there so I can find my precious in the well, and then I'm going to grab it with my grabby thingy. I'm sure folks really enjoy all the technical jargon of tonight's show. That's what we're all about here on the Whiskey Cowboy Live, is that technical jargon. I'm going to grab my precious with my grabby thingy. So then that'll go back on my right hand again. I'll be back like I was years ago. I'll have my wedding band on one hand and my devotional on the other one. Laurel says, I understood it perfectly. Yeah, it's common vernacular. We all know what a grabby thingy is. And it's not to be confused. They got two types of grabby thingies. They got the trigger kind. They got the handle and they got the trigger, and the front is like a claw like this. The bottom part comes up. That ain't it. Mine's that skinny one with a plunger, with a wire grabbers. Two types of grabby thingies. You can't really grab a ring very well with that other one. That's good for picking up, like, I don't know, you're sitting down, you pick up your sandal or whatever on the ground, but it's not good for picking up a ring. So, yeah, I got the grabby thingy. So that's the story of the ring. Yeah, it's a nice ring. It's a nice ring. Good and thick, but not too thick. Good and wide this way. Kind of both utilitarian and classy at the same time. As the missus says, and she been grinning at me ever since I put it on. She been grinning. Say what? She goes, it suits you. Okay. All right. It suits me. That's good. That's good. So that's another issue taken care of. Saw some people out there. You're watching. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Feel free to say hey. Feel free to say hey. More housekeeping. Chickens. I haven't talked about the chickens in a while. Had to help them back into the damn coop today before the show. Hey, Peggy. She says, hey there. Have the first kind of grabby thingy for picking up sticks and branches while mowing. Yeah, those are good for those. That's great for picking up sticks. You don't want the wire ones for picking up sticks. They won't pick up sticks. That's for picking up rings and small stuff, because they're really meant to get down like a drain and stuff. Two different types of grabby thingies. Girls, oh yeah, and their door slides down. It keeps, so when it's only about this tall, you can see in, but they can't. They're too big. They can't get in and out of it. Well, a couple nights ago, they got all flustered. It was down there, and then they were all on. Remember, I said they got a resting bench by the front of the run, And that's where they used to sleep while they were young until it got cold, and then we taught them how to get inside their coop and everything, and then it's been fine. Well, they didn't want to go inside after that. So I was like, oh. So I got him inside, and I made sure the door was all the way up, and they stayed in, and it was fine. Well, tonight, before the show, it was about 7:30. I had grabbed my coffee, I was going to go, and I looked outside, it's like, oh, what's up with the girls? So they're out on the run, and they're kind of milling around, and they're not very happy. It's like, oh, I can hear somebody inside the coop, and the girls running around it outside the coop. Oh, the door is down too low. They were looking in. They just didn't want to get in there. Well, because it's too low. So when I got the key and I got inside the run, and I opened up the door and I made sure that it stayed up, because the door opens this way. It's on hinges, but then you got the chicken door in the front of it that raises up. So I get that raised up. And I got myself 3 more eggs. And the girls ran in. They were all happy. Yay! Yay! We get to go in and spend the night in the coop. It's like, there you go. So I took the eggs inside, and locked the run, and went inside, grabbed my coffee, gave the missus a kiss, and came on up to start up the show. So that was that. So that's with the girls. That's the excitement with the girls. They're doing great. They had some low egg time this summer. I think it was due to heat, and we had to change their feed. And all feed is not alike, no matter what they say on the bags. They're not alike. And chickens like certain types and don't like others. There was a couple years ago, there was a big thing about that. People were like, yeah, I got to change your feed. And they changed their feed, and oh, now they're laying again. Well, there you go. So there was the chickens. Okay. Any other questions before I get into the... Oh, look at that. Get into some of the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. Those who are on Facebook knows I got to cover about 2 or 3 different topics. No questions about the gals? Okay. Let's see which ones we're going to start with first. Get over here. There you go. Firster. Let's see here. First topic. We'll start with light. Light topic first. Tim Walz's family. Now, it's going around all the time. It's popular. They had T-shirts, made Walls for Trump, blue T-shirts. And they got their front of their Trump flag, and they're not going to vote for Tim. And they're voting for Trump, and I guess Tim and his brother haven't talked to each other for 8 years. Now, see the right's being a bunch of stupid fucks. Yeah, I said it. Stop it. Stop being stupid. I'll give you an example. Remember RFK Jr. when he suspended his campaign and gave a half endorsement? I still say it's a half endorsement. People, oh, you endorsed? Nah, you got to listen to what he was saying. It's not a full endorsement if you're not telling people, yeah, go ahead and vote for me if I'm on the right. Me, I could still win. Yeah, shut up. So it was a half endorsement. So, but I'll say for the sake of argument, he gave an endorsement to Trump. He's going to help Trump, but that's another issue. And RFK Jr.'s family, they chastised him. They got together and they're like, you're a dumb fuck. Okay. Now, that being said, because the rest of his family wasn't on his side and didn't think like he did socially and politically, is it going to change your view on RFK Jr.? Did it change your mind? Did anything change? Did you give 2 shits? Do you think that Donald Trump or the Republican Party gave two craps? Was it really that big of a deal? I know with me, it was like, whatever. Status quo, who cares? They weren't going to vote for Trump anyways. Who gives a shit? I don't base my views on what family members think of other family members. Do you? Do you? Folks can write up now whether they do or not. So why the hell should it matter with Tim Walz and his family? My view on Tim Walz's family is they're all a bunch of... Right, Laurel's like, hell no. My view of thank you for supporting Trump and not supporting Kamala and Tim. Thank you. Aside from that, you're just all in... You're glory hounds. Look at me. Bunch of fucking attention whores. Yeah, I said it. But the right's going goo-goo over it. Oh, because that's saying something. It ain't saying shit. It's not saying anything. What, would who and what Tim Walz is be different if his family loved him and supported him? Would he? Would you go, well, yeah, see? Well, I must be wrong about Tim Walz because his family loves him. Most politicians' family love him, no matter what side they're on. Sometimes it doesn't. Who cares? Do you base your vote and what you think of a politician based on what their family thinks of him? Oh, and him and his brother being estranged? Who gives a shit? Like I said, I hadn't seen one of my brothers. We had a falling out after my mother died over some certain things. I didn't talk to him for years. We still haven't talked. Now, every once in a while on social media, we might just say, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. That's about it. I got no ill will towards him now. We just, that was that. Then my other brother, hadn't seen him. Yeah, we talked more often, even talked on the phone, but not very often. Hadn't seen him in 30 years. So, does that say anything about me? My family dynamic, does that say anything about me? Without knowing any of the particulars. I'd say no. No, it doesn't. So this whole Tim Walz and his family thing, I don't care. Bunch of attention whores. They're getting their moment in the spotlight. They're not going to change any votes. Nobody's vote's going to be changed because Tim Walz's family thinks he's a dipshit. I think he's a dipshit. And if his family loved him, I wouldn't say, well, they love him, so I guess he's not a dipshit. No, he's still a dipshit. So that's my light reading for the evening. It's stop it. It's like everybody you're just rolling over and like this is some big own. It's not a big own. The big own is who Tim Walz is. It's his history, his politics, his lies, his antics now. That's a own against Tim Walz. Not what his family thinks of him. Give a shit what his family thinks of him. Peggy says they may be tired of answering questions about who they support. This is my I don't give a shit face. Just don't answer any questions. Every time a news agency or somebody asks you a question, hang up the fucking phone. It's that simple. Come on. They don't need to do this. It's that simple. Just make a statement, get it over. Look, we're supporting Trump. That's it. Done. You don't have to go and have T-shirts made. You see what I'm saying, Peggy? They have T-shirts made. That's more than I'm tired of getting questions. That's a look at me. Look at me. Look at me. And it's not my style. That shit annoys the crap out of me. It annoys me when the left does it. And I'm not going to not be annoyed because I see someone on the right do it. See, this you folks, you know me. I am dead even across the board. I apply the same standards to everybody. Everybody. Kay says families can't live with them, but you would be there without them. Well, yeah, unless you're, well, yeah, to some degree. But yeah, family dynamics are screwed up all the time. Who here doesn't know, if not themselves part of one, where there's a black sheep of the family, or the family is divided, or people are, you don't get everybody on the same social and political spectrum. Peggy says, I agree with you. I do feel sorry for anyone that has that name. Yeah, well, yeah. And here's the other thing. Nobody in America, when I say nobody, I'm talking about statistically, nobody in America even knew the name Walz. He was a governor of Minnesota, and he ruled like a tyrant during COVID. But still, the nation itself didn't know Walz. They didn't know that name. Laurel says, my family is totally divided. Yeah, how dare you? I guess well, Laurel, you must be a horrible person then, because your family is divided. It's like, no. Welcome to the history of families from time immemorial. Peggy says, true statement, John. Which one? It's like, about nobody knowing Walz? Yeah, nobody knew Walz. Just like when he was picked, they're like, who? It went, nobody liked Kamala Harris to, oh my God, she's the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, it's not even, people disliked her. The Democrats disliked her. Her staff disliked her. The Bidens disliked her. The Obamas disliked her. Everybody disliked her. There's no way, if she was in a primary, she wouldn't get a vote. Then she's the darling? So you got from we all hate her. Yeah, sliced bread is offended by that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Don't give me into French toast. Hey, when you're making French toast, make sure it soaks up the liquid. Hate it. It's like the last couple pieces of French toast you get toast with eggs on the side. No, it's got to turn to custard. You got to soak up that liquid. Sop it up. And then go ahead and fry it up, and then it's custard. It turns to custard on the inside. If it doesn't turn into custard, you got eggs on toast. It's like, wow, John went around the bend on that one. No, I said French toast. I love French toast. I love French toast better than I like pancakes. I like French toast better than I like waffles. I like waffles, and I like waffles better than I like pancakes. And I like blueberry pancakes better than I like regular pancakes. They're like, wow, there's a deep dive into John tonight. Found out about his grabby thing and and his hierarchy of breakfast foods. I like bacon or sausage with my French toast or waffles or pancakes. Preferably blueberry pancakes, please, if you would. I like my meat with it, with some maple syrup on it. And dip my meats in my maple syrup, and that's how I like it. That's how I like it. I like a glass of milk and my coffee. That's a good breakfast. Unless I have like my eggs, and I don't have any. I don't have my milk then. I have to go with Swedish pancakes, kind of like crepes. Yeah, Swedish pancakes, crepes, and Polish pancakes are damn near the same thing. They're a favorite of mine too. I like them with strawberry. I like strawberry fillings, and then a strawberry sauce over the top, some powdered sugar. Oh, yeah. I'm not a maple syrup with that. I like my strawberries. But yeah, crepes, Polish pancakes. Polish pancakes are like a sweet crepe. And then I haven't had Swedish pancakes, but they sound the same if he says like it is. Laurel says, my grandson likes Ninja bacon with his waffles. Ninja bacon is fried Taylor ham. Fried Taylor ham. Oh, is that like a Polish? Is that like a Polish? Is that Canadian bacon? Kay says we Swedes go with lingonberries. Well, as long as it's a berry, that's good. Good enough in my book. Peggy says, Kay, yes. Yeah, that's fine. Where was I? Kamala Harris. Thank you. Laurel got me all sidetracked there with her breakfast foods. One-tailed white boy. Hey, Mr. Cowboy says. Hey, how you doing, white-tailed white boy? Been a while. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. He's one of the fellers from Germany, right? Ain't you outside of Frankfurt? Says he's doing fine. Fantastic. Laura says a Jersey thing. I think a cross between spam and bologna. Oh, I'll have to look into that. You have to score it so it doesn't curl? Yeah, that happens. Or stuff like that. Or you can put a press on them. All the things that curls do. Yeah, One Tail says, "How are you guys doing over there?" Hey, we're in the midst of a crazy election cycle. That's what crazy election cycle. Other than that, we got fall coming in. Fall's good. Made it out on the water. I still got to get out on the water, but I couldn't this week. Hopefully, after I get the property settled with Vermont, keep your fingers crossed. I might have a sale. I can just not have to worry about that. Yeah, from everybody hated her to, oh, she's the darling and everybody loves her. No, they don't. And who the hell's that? Tim Walz. Nobody knew Tim Walz. Masculine man. He ain't masculine. Have him stand next to me. It looked like a little girl. Fat little girl. Tim Walz, what a piece of shit. So, okay, we got the Kamala Harris, and she is falling in the polls now. Yeah, we got rat skin. Looking back into the DOJ's dropped case against Trump and election money from 2016. He wants to stir that pot again. Yeah, one says she literally changes her accent. We're talking to black people. Yeah, and it was worse than that. It wasn't even just black people. She does that, but she went to two damn union meetings, one in Pennsylvania, one in Detroit. They had equal amounts of blacks. It's because it's the same unions. And yeah, once you sound like damn Foghorn Leghorn. Where the hell did that come from? Stop it. But yeah, rat skin. He's trying to stir the pot. He's a real piece of shit. But let's get to the heavies. Get a sip of coffee here. And that was that. Yeah, White Boy says we got our election next year. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully you Europeans over there are going to get the whole immigration thing under control, because you got a problem. Not that we don't, but you brought up your election, so. News for today. The news for today is the shooting in Georgia. 14-year-old kid went to the high school and shot up some folks. Killed 4 and injured 9. That was the latest numbers that I got. And the bodies weren't even cold before Biden and Harris get in front of microphones and issue statements. Yeah, I don't have the breakdown, but yeah, I'm pretty sure some of them were children. Pretty sure of it. It just happened this morning here in the States. So the information has been slowly leaking out. When it first came out, there was no identity of the suspect, blah blah blah. So by the time I posted that up, it was about 3 hours ago, we'd known it was a 14-year-old kid. The identities of the 2 teachers and 2 kids. Thanks, Peg. Thanks. I just posted up the raw stuff, the stuff that I'd known at the time. Like I said, news cycles roll, and I didn't want to put the wrong information, and I knew that four were dead and 9 were injured. So Peggy says 2 teachers and 2 kids. It's unfortunate. No motive yet so far. We can probably guess. But like I said, Biden and Harris both gotta issue their statements and get in front of crowds and do their anti-gun thing and blame it on Republicans. And we need universal background checks and no more assault weapons. And it's like, last I knew, they didn't even say what kind of weapons it was. Here's the God's honest truth. School shootings, even in the United States, are an anomaly. It's an anomaly. The left wants you to think that it happens all the time. It doesn't. Name them. Can you name even one school shooting in the United States per month? And that'd be pretty rare. I'll tell you, the United States is a pretty damn big place with a lot of damn people. Even one school shooting a month is an anomaly. We don't get that. But they like to talk about mass shootings. Mass shootings, depending upon the metric, and I think the overall something like 2 or 3 people injured in a firearms shooting incident is a mass shooting. The majority of mass shootings are gang related. And that's not even just the majority. That's the vast majority. If you were to remove gang violence from the mass shooting numbers, they'd bleep. The next highest is suicides for gun violence, just for deaths. Gun violence. So mass shootings, it's either gang violence or it's family matters are the 2 leading causes of mass shootings. Gang violence and family members. He said, what's up with these guys in Denver? Oh, you're talking about the Venezuelan gangs? They're in Aurora and Denver. Is that what you were talking about? Taking over apartment complexes? And the governor said, it ain't happening. It's a figment of your imagination. Yeah, they got it on freaking video. And the DHS has verified that the people in the video and the people involved are Venezuelan gang members. So it's like, how do you like them apples? Yeah. Welcome to immigration problems. But yeah, if you took for just gun deaths, you took gang-related stuff and suicides out of the mix, it'd be virtually nothing. And the rest are still in major populations. So it's like, why are you... Hey, I live in New Hampshire. When was the last time there was a school shooting or a mass shooting, either in New Hampshire? New Hampshire was rated number 1 most Second Amendment and gun-friendly state in the nation from ammo.com. It's between 1 and 3. It's usually 1 or 2 on every metric for gun rights and constitutional issues in the country every freaking year. New Hampshire. Why is a shooting in Georgia a New Hampshire problem? Why is gang violence in Los Angeles an Idaho problem? See, the left likes to take local issues and make them national so that they can push their agenda. White Boy says Nick Shirley went there and talked to the guys. Oh, did he? I don't know who Nick is. But yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, the left does that all the time. They like to take a local issue, misrepresent it, and then make it a national issue. It's like, stop it. In Denver? Who is he? Is he a reporter? Denver reporter or something like that? Cities ruin states because people flock to cities and liberals flock to cities. And then the cities get a massive population of idiots, and they're liberals. And they screw up states. They did to New York, did to Colorado, did to California. New Hampshire's always fighting it, but we don't have very big cities. But yeah, our cities vote blue. The rest of the state votes red. I was looking at property out in Montana again today. Because I'm getting tired of hearing people. I don't want to see people and I don't want to hear people. That's it. I don't want to hear people and see people unless I want to. So my dream would be to put my feet up in the morning or the evening on my back porch, look out over the mountains, watch the sun rise or set, not see another human being, not hear traffic, not hear construction, not hear anything. White Boy says he's a YouTube. He makes pretty good interviews. You should look him up. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Nick Shirley. Let me write that down. Nick Shirley. Nick Fury. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I just been really annoyed with just things and people. So I'd love that, to be able to, you don't hear and you don't see no neighbor. You don't see and hear a neighbor. You don't hear traffic. You don't hear construction. Get up in the morning. I get up in the morning. It's like, and you're hearing people. You hear the neighbors bring their kids down to go to school. I don't want to hear that. Excuse me. Good coffee. Chocolate-covered strawberries from New England brand. It is good. If you want to step outside the box, you do that. And I think you can get it on Amazon. Chocolate-covered strawberries from Dunkin' Donuts. Did I say New England? It's not. It's Dunkin' Donuts brand coffee. Chocolate-covered strawberries. That's some damn good coffee. So, yeah, I'm not, and, look, let's be honest about this. The left ain't going to get any other anti-gun legislation passed over this shooting. They're going to try, and they're going to try to divide the people. But here you go. You know what? Nobody that was for the right. Hey, Judy, welcome to the show. Anybody that was going to vote for a Republican isn't going to now not vote for a Republican because a 14-year-old boy in Georgia shot up his school. It's not happening. It's not changing a single vote. And an energized vote and a reluctant vote counts exactly the same. This is just more buzz and noise to cause everybody to get it worked up. So I'm not going to get worked up over it. They're pulling their shit. Like I posted, the left don't give two shits about kids unless they can benefit from it. Oh, you think they care about children dying? They're the pro-abortion up to the point of birth and after party. You tell me they give two shits about kids. Like I posted, I care that kids are getting murdered. I don't care what point of life it is, whether it's in the womb on up to the rest of it until they're adults. And then I don't like murder, period. I don't make exceptions for, oh, well, fuck it. Nah, if you can't see them. Judy says, I completely agree. Right. But the left doesn't. What they do is the left, I'm going to murder, and then I'm going to call you evil if you don't allow me to murder an unborn child at will. You're the evil one. Me, I'm noble. I'm good. But if a 14-year-old goes and shoots up a school and you don't allow them to take your firearms, even though you didn't do a damn thing, you're evil for that too. It's like, wait a minute here. You don't give two shits about kids. Unless you can use them as a tool. A publicity stunt for you. If you can indoctrinate them. Yeah, don't bring God into school, but I'm going to fly my LGBTQ flags all over the place and tell them that there's 50,000 genders and all this other hornswoggle. Yeah, don't tell me that the left cares so much. They don't care about shit. Don't care about shit. And y'all know the cowboy. I do things across the line. I don't make exceptions. Here's another thing. Here's another thing that you won't see out of my mouth. Is I don't believe that homosexuality is good. And I believe that Scripture tells us we're not to be engaged in it. Oh, gee, but then I have a kid or a niece or nephew or what have you that's homosexual. Well, I'm going to make an exception. Yeah, it's okay. God says love each. No, it's still wrong. I love them. I'll still love them. I'm not going to change what my views are based on the fact that I have a family member or a friend that fits X, Y, or Z category. It is what it is. Didn't change. I'm friendly to gay folks. They ain't trying to fuck me. It's between them, a willing partner, and God. That's it. I ain't gonna promote it, and shame on you churches that do. Shame on you churches that do. When the pride flag is more prominent than the cross, shame on you. Do not be a stumbling block. You're not a stumbling block. You're a freaking bottomless pit. You just want people to get in the door. Shame on you. It disgusts me. I don't care what you believe. Make your own fucking religion. You claim that you're a Christian and this shit's okay? Shame on you. That's blasphemous. That is twisting what Scripture says and what the Word of God is. Shame on you. You don't believe it, don't be a Christian. It's not a fucking menu. It's not like, yeah, I'm going to toss this one aside and this aside and this aside. Because I like the idea of Jesus Christ driving around in a flowered Volkswagen 1962 hippie van. It's like, that's not Jesus Christ. Shame on you. Just don't be a Christian. It's that simple. It's like a Muslim going, yeah, it's okay. You can eat whatever the fuck you want for any reason. Go ahead and drink. Now there's Muslims that don't follow their particular rules, and they pick and choose. That's fine. It's not fine, but okay. Their imams certainly ain't. Their church leaders aren't. Yet Christianity, well, fuck it. Do whatever the hell you want to do. No. 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 Make your own religion. Be a Unitarian humanist. Just don't claim to be Christian, 'cause you ain't. You think Christ was a little pissed off when he turned the tables at the in front of the temples? What the hell are you doing? 2024 Olympics entered the chat. Yeah. No, not that table. No, I'm not talking about the Last Supper. I'm talking about the Jesus went in and overturned the money changers at the temples. Yeah. It's like, oh. No. Jesus was not this just quiet contemplating, sitting in the garden with the doves resting on. He had come down, talk with him, the children at his feet. Well, yeah, maybe sometimes, but that's not all that Jesus Christ was. He was a radical. He shook his fist at people, wagged his finger, rebuked them. Love them, yes, love them. But he demanded change. And that's what the modern left is just, no, you're perfect the way you are. It's just great. There's lots of different ways to get to heaven. Well, not according to Christianity. Now, again, you don't have to believe in Christianity. You don't have to believe in Christ. Wish you would, but you don't have to. But if you profess to believe in Christ and then say, oh, there's a shit ton of ways to get into heaven, it's just kind of like a fucking whatever. Wrong. Wrong. No. Well, no, nobody's perfect. No, nobody's perfect. That's not the standard. That's the goal. The attempt to be the best that you can be is how we're supposed to live. We're all going to fall short. You're not going to be denied heaven because you fall short. However, if you say, fuck it, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. Because Christ, he wrote a blank check and I can just do whatever. Wrong. Now, there's some that believe it. If that's the case, if just simply being saved allows you to get into heaven, there's a school of thought out there. I don't believe it because it makes the religion meaningless. If all you got to do is say abracadabra, baba-da-boop, and I'm saved, and then I can do whatever the hell I want to do, there is no justifiable reason for your religion. None, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. God would like everybody to get to heaven, but there's some rules. Perfection is not the rule. The attempt is the rule. The attempt. You're going to tell me that God wouldn't allow people. Okay, let's say heaven is dessert, and you'd like your kids to be able to have dessert, but you said you need to clean your room before you eat dinner. And if you don't do that, you're not going to get dessert. Do you love your child any less when your child doesn't get dessert? No. Clean your fucking room. It's that simple. Or attempt to clean your room. Oh, welcome to the church of the Cowboy. No, it just chaps my ass. It does. Out there teaching false doctrine. White boy says preach. Yeah. I don't care what doctrine you preach, but you better preach the doctrine of your professed religion. It's that simple. I do the same thing. A Jew comes down the street and he's frying up bacon and handing it out to everybody. I go, you might want to rethink your religion, dude. You might want to rethink it. Oh. But yeah. It's like, no, you're not. There's like Jehovah's Witnesses and all sorts of stuff like that. Hey, Donna, let's get you. Is that you really, Donna? See if Donna. We're going to find out.
Says and all sorts of stuff like that. Hey, Donna.
Hey, Donna, turn off your volume.
Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah, turn off your volume.
My hands hurt, so I can't. I don't want to type.
No, that's fine. Turn off your volume.
Hey, Donna, turn off.
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
We were talking about you the other night. We were talking, what was it? A Kay
Hey,
was,
I've been watching. I've been picking up, when I can.
yeah, that's fine. Kay joined us on I think it was Kay, joined us in the Zoom room, and we were talking about you. He picked it up pretty quick too. And it's like, yeah, Donna, I always got to tell her as soon as Donna, turn off your volume. But yeah, and like I don't care. I can tell you, like there's certain denominations out there, religions that like they don't celebrate birthdays and they don't do certain things. Well, if they said that they're of this and then came to me and said, I'm having a birthday party, I'd go, wait a minute here. You're not following your doctrine. I don't care about your doctrine, but you're not following it. Just follow your doctrine. Practice what you preach. Donna.
Yeah,
Okay. It got quiet. I'm like, man, she just like.
been working my ass off the last 3 days. Jesus,
Well, good. What you been doing?
what was I doing? I've got a little greenhouse, and behind it, I've got a bunch of blackberries and frickin' ass squirrels. They've been planting their damn. I've got these huge pecan trees, and they've been planting pecan trees all over the place, and I haven't been keeping up with it,
Mm.
the last couple of years. So I've got to go in there and dig out all these idiot trees.
Yeah, you just need a couple.
Did what?
You just need a couple. Pecan trees.
Oh, hey, I had a shit ton full of them this year.
Yeah,
But the
if you
squirrels
have-
cut them green.
Yeah, if you got a couple decent sized pecan trees, you're gonna have pecans out the wazoo.
No, not every year, huh? No.
No, you
I only
didn't?
get a bucket full just every maybe 5 years or so.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness!
just-
Down in Oklahoma, I was getting every year. I had pecan pie,
Oh, yeah,
pecan
damn
brownies, pecan.
squirrels.
Oh, the squirrels got them for you? Yeah, I didn't have any
Oh
problem with
God,
that.
it's like a freaking war zone out there.
Lawnmowers don't like them though.
No, I try to get out there and pick them up because I don't want my basement windows.
Yeah, I'm
broke
telling
out.
you, boy, they'll go. They will go. Judy's laughing. Hey, Judy. I think he was
Judy's
laughing about
always
something
laughing.
earlier. Yeah. Get in there while the getting's good. The temperatures must be dropping down for you. Must have been nicer.
I don't know what's happening to my sound. It went off.
It went off.
Damn it.
So you didn't hear me talk about temperatures. And she's off again. Donna.
Yeah, I tell you what, you're going to have to yell at me because I can't hardly hear you now.
How come you can't hear me? I can hear you fine. Peggy says lawnmowers don't like black walnuts either. No, they don't.
Oh, geez, black
Yeah.
walnuts. Oh, my God. They're the worst nuts you can have.
No, I disagree.
Well, I mean, the best to eat.
Walnut. Walnuts are the worst nuts you can have. They're like, I don't believe John went there. Well, he's pretty damn nutty. Tim Walls. He's a nut job. Judy says, been in the 80s here, so nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been
beautiful here.
been mid. Yeah, see there. I said, I'll bet you the temperatures are getting nicer for you. And if you're like, nope, she's not there. But yeah, we're heading into fall here. A little early, but I'm fine with it. Some of the
Hey,
trees
yeah.
are already turning, and we've been in the. I don't think we hit 80s all week. Maybe just. Most
Oh, it's
of it
been
was
like
mid
mid-80s.
70s. But oh my goodness. Hey, did you see Donna? One-tailed white boy joined the show.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's back. Usually
hadn't
when he
been
shows
around
up,
in a
there's a
while.
couple other fellers that
Maybe
jump in too.
maybe he stays in the weeds like Gus does.
No, I think he. You don't stay in the weeds there, do you, white boy? Whenever you show up, you say hey.
Well, I'm laughing because I do that all the time.
No, of course you and Gus are the biggest
Oh, yeah, we're a bunch of
offenders on that. You know, damn peeping toms out there. I'll bet you Gus is in the weeds right now. He's in the bushes. He's just kind of he's parting them away and he's looking.
He'll pipe up here pretty soon.
Yeah, he's up to camp, so he's up to camp. Don't know if we can make it. It'll be the second summer I haven't been able to make it up to camp. He says no, it's like 3 a.m. Yeah, because it's really late when he jumps on.
Oh, that's right. He's in Germany.
Yeah, he's in Germany. He says, I'm out, guys. Got to sleep. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Stay away from knives.
Yeah, you.
You too. Have a nice one there, white boy.
Yeah, have a nice one.
Oh, good coffee. Oh, just for you, Donna. Chocolate covered strawberry from Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, it's good coffee.
What is it this week?
Oh, well, this week I get 2 per week. 2 per week. Wednesday. This is Wednesday, right? Yeah. It's chocolate covered strawberries.
Oh, I could handle that.
Right. Yeah. You just didn't like the other berry, like the blueberry cobblers and stuff. Did not sound appealing to you.
Fruit normally.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd like this one.
Chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah. And this tastes exactly like it. It's like, oh my goodness. It is very good. So okay. So we covered all the main topics here.
I'm going to have to come back and watch first hour.
Yeah. Yeah, we're already an hour in. Yeah, we covered, to give you an idea, we covered Tim Walls and his family.
Oh, God.
We covered the shooting down in Georgia today.
Yeah, I was out in the yard working, and so I missed out on that. I just came in and caught some tail end of it.
Yeah, well, it's unfolded. The whole story's not coming out for a while. Was it? I don't know. Just a 14-year-old. That's all we know right now.
14?
Yeah, 14-year-old.
I thought it was a high school.
It was a high school, but it was a 14-year-old student.
Wow.
Well, yeah. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's 14.
See, I'm old school.
Yeah, he just slid right in there.
Back in my day, it was 10, 11, 12.
Oh, yeah, most places around is 9 through 12.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was probably a freshman. So we covered that. We covered the left and their not giving two shit about children being killed anyways. What else did we cover?
Yeah, I came in and you guys were talking about what's going on in Denver.
Yeah, because White Boy asked about that. He was asking what was up with that.
Yeah.
That's some shit.
He was saying something about somebody named Nick something.
Nick Shirley.
Yeah, Shirley.
Yeah, I guess he's a YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I don't YouTube.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know who he is, so I'm going to have to look him up.
Yeah, I Rumble. I don't YouTube.
Well, I have Rumble too, but I do most of my stuff on YouTube since that's where.
Well, if I want to fix something, if I want to know how to do something, then I go to YouTube.
So what else did we cover? Oh, I posted up this today about the tent collapse is coming. We've talked about that on the show. With the Republican Party, the tent getting too big, it's going to collapse within the next 2 years. Shall I say, not the next, come election time, so it's a year. We've got a few months, but within 2 years of the election, the Republican Party is going to collapse. So I wrote about that.
I don't know what's going on with them idiots.
Yeah, the tent's just too big. The tent's too big. I mean, they're welcoming in people like RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
And they're not, I mean, the fight, everybody's jumping in because the fight's to save the country and against the radical left. But once that's over, yeah, these people aren't conservatives. They're not right. I had told folks, somebody had said that, I can't believe that Kamala Harris and Walz are the best of Democrats. It's not their best. The best the Democrats had, in all actuality, was Gabbard and JFK or RFK Jr. That would have been a killer ticket.
Yeah, well, this will settle down. She won't get much higher, I don't think.
No, her polls are already starting to lower. So
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. But I've been warning people, stop inviting the left into the tent. Stop it. It's not sustainable. And I pointed this out before. I'm going to say it again. Here you go. Donald Trump and God, now I'm drawing a blank. J.D. Vance. They're not Republicans.
Well, I think him, and now that he's taken on RFK Jr., I think he's got more support now than he ever had.
Well, yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. But also, RFK Jr. isn't a Republican nor conservative. They're just against the radical left. The same way was Tulsi Gabbard. She's not a conservative nor a Republican.
Right.
I'll say it
but
again.
I like Tulsi.
Yeah, Tulsi is a likable gal who doesn't like the Second Amendment and is a classic liberal in ways that we don't need. Yeah, no, she's just saying. She's just saying.
Failing and what she had to say about the Democrat Party and what was going on.
Right. Well, no shit, but that doesn't make her a Republican.
No, I know she's not Republican.
Right. No, so she's a likable gal. I've always said that the biggest threat to the Republican Party is a candidate like Tulsi Gabbard, because she's got charisma, she's likable, she's attractive, and she's sane.
She said, "Yeah."
Yeah, but she's not. She's not somebody that we should support nor embrace. Now, you don't fight her. But yeah, hey, you want to help us out, but stop it. People are acting like, oh, she's Wonder Woman, because she kind of looks like Wonder Woman.
No, she's not Wonder Woman.
But you know,
she's like more like an old school, old timey Democrat.
Right.
Not like
She's not a far left Marxist. She's an old school Democrat, which is not a conservative and not a Republican. But they're just welcome. It's like, stop it. Don't do it. So, like I said, 2 years after the election, and it doesn't matter who wins the election, 2 years after the election, the Republican Party is going to collapse. Because it's been infiltrated by a bunch of people. And like I said, I'll say this again.
They're all, half of them's a bunch of rhinos.
For the people in the back. Yeah, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are rhinos as well. They're not Republicans. They are. J.D. Vance is a classic.
Or something, I don't know.
He is a classic Democrat. He's just, people think, oh, if you're patriotic and you're for the Second Amendment, so so you must be no. He's a classic Democrat, and Donald Trump is not a Republican either. And I warned that when he started running, he's not a Republican. Now, am I going to vote for him? Yes. So I'm going to say this: you hear this first, and I'm not going to post it on Facebook because people have a freaking coronary. This election is the first election I would have ever voted for a Democrat, because I'm voting for Donald Trump. I don't care if it has a R next to his name. He's a Democrat.
I just wonder,
he's better.
50 years down the road, when people look back at what the crap that has gone on through the 2020s.
Yeah. Oh, and they're going to look back, at least since I'd say our country lost its freaking mind.
Yeah.
In Y2K.
Yeah.
Because then everything started going downhill.
Yeah.
At the year 2000. They started pushing the alphabet mafia crap, reality that's it's
really got bad.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah. So the last 20 years have been absolutely insane, and they've been ramping up.
Yeah.
And the thing is I've said, the people of the country are about done with this shit. But the problem is politics is always a lag to culture. So culture leads the way and it pushes politics, and then politics catches up with the culture, and then they try to ride the wave. Well, the wave is done, but the politics is still going. Nobody wants this alphabet shit. Nobody wants this trans ideology crap. It's done. People are tired with it. Pronouns. Go up to somebody on the street and say, my pronoun is. The vast majority of people are going to say get bent. They're done with it. Peggy says there was a time when both parties honored the Constitution and had different ideology. Yeah, to a degree. Yeah. We talked about this. You couldn't go down the street and see flags in front of houses and you can go, that's a Republican or that's a Democrat based on whether they had an American flag. You couldn't tell.
Which reminds me, I got to replace mine.
Well, do that.
I just haven't got out there with it yet.
Yeah. But, there used to be most issues, we were all in the center. And then the Republicans or the conservatives had some fringe things to the right that the rest didn't agree with. And the Democrats did the same thing. They had some things to the left that the rest didn't agree with. But they agreed with most things in the center. Now it's like, no, if the Republicans say that it's windy out there, the Democrats are going to say, nope, there's no wind. There's never been wind. There's no such thing as wind. And then if the Democrats say the water turned to ice, the Republicans are going to, well, it's steam. There's no such thing as ice. It's so stupid. It's like, no, most people agree on most things. It's only the idiots that want to divide everybody, that want to, act as if you can't agree on anything. Oh my God, the same way as, they said something that Hitler said, or yeah. And Hitler had a dog and liked him too. So I guess everybody who owns a dog is Hitler. Stupid. Kay says, in order to win elections, the Republican Party needs to widen and expand its tent on basic common sense principles. We do need our allies. Winning is everything. Wrong. Nah, they've seen that too. You know what kills Republicans is not having strong stands. That's what kills them. If you widen your base and your stands on everything, you're not a fucking Republican. That's why I posted up there. Let me read this. I posted this the other day. And this is, okay, you're falling right into that shit. Let's go here. What'd I write? I'll pull it up. I don't want to misquote myself. Said the left. What is a woman? Anyone who says they are one. The right. What is a Republican? Anyone who says they are one. It's the same damn thing. Hey, the Republicans, to win election, they've got to widen their stance. No, they don't. We can't do anything. Fine. You want to? It's wrong. You're wrong. Republicans Republicans win elections all the fucking time, Kay. All the time. Look at your states. Look at mayors, look at governors. Both Republicans and Democrats win elections. You know what it is? It depends upon what their constituents are. Here you go, Kay. A Republican can run an AOC's district and have as wide a platform as you think they need to win the votes, and they won't win a vote because they don't have a D next to their name. Republicans don't not win elections because their platform is too narrow. Republicans don't win elections because they didn't take a stand and they're in a Democrat stronghold. You got to change the populace. Change the politicians. Change the populace. You're not going to get a Republican in office simply in a Democrat area simply because you widen their what they think is acceptable. That's the same shit that I talked about with the Bible. No. The problem is the Democrat Party needs to kick the radical left out of it, needs to kick the Marxists out, needs to kick the socialists out. I've been bitching about that all along. If you're not a Republican, if you're an independent, you need to run as an independent. The Republicans should say, no, you're not a Republican. If you're a Democrat and a socialist comes in like Bernie Sanders, although I believe now he's what? He runs either as an independent or a socialist, and he still wins. That's fucking Vermont. But he caucuses with the Democrats, but for a while he was running with the Democrats on their ticket. You say, no, you're not a Democrat. We got too many leeches. The problem to get into office isn't to dilute your values to the point of being worthless just so you're in office. How about this? Doesn't matter who's in office. Enforce the rules. Enforce the Constitution. And then it won't matter who's in office.
Right.
So yeah, sorry about that, Kay. That just gets my heckles up right there. People, we need to widen the base. We need to expand our tent. Did you not hear what I said earlier? What did I say?
Got us into this.
What's going to happen 2 years after this election? I already said it. The Republican tent is going to collapse because the base is too wide. You got a bunch of people that are not Republicans. The tent poles can't hold it together. Donald Trump and the fight against the radical left is the only thing holding the big tent up. And the people who are voting, they're not going to vote for a Republican because here's the proof. Tulsi Gabbard. Kamala Harris is trying to run now, switch all of her stands to Donald Trump stands. And the left hated Donald Trump stands until they came out of her mouth, and then they were great. You really think it's about changing your stands? The Republicans need to change their stands to get into office? It's not about that. It's about team jerseys. You need to get people to wake up. You're not going to get more elected by just going, I'm going to be, you're going to be a Massachusetts Republican, which is a Democrat.
What was the deal with, wasn't Kamala supposed to be in New Hampshire today?
Yeah, she was in New Hampshire today.
I saw somewhere where they said that they were having to bus people in from Massachusetts.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know if
I drive around the state, and I'm starting to see Harris Walls signs, but they're nowhere near as prevalent as Trump signs.
Yeah, I don't see how. Yeah.
But yeah, I despise that's what got us into this mess, Kay, is the expanding. That's how we got a presidential candidate and a vice presidential candidate who are actually Democrats running as Republicans. Because the Democrat Party is so crazy.
Actually, I think they're Marxists running.
He says, I respectfully disagree, and you can get angry with me if we stripped ourselves down to only our strictest conservative principles, we wouldn't win another election, follow the demographics. Are you fucking insane? Yeah, I'm going to get mad at you, Kay. Because that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. What you said, however, Mr. K, is we need to widen our base. How much fucking wider can it get, Kay? It's at least a third to a half of the Republicans are fucking Democrats. How much wider can our base be? I didn't say strip it down to the very best. I'm saying we need to pull it back. We need to pull it back. So you can misrepresent what I said, and what you said was written out there for the world to see. That we need to, let me see here. In order to win elections, the Republican Party needs to widen, expand its tent on basic common sense principles. Basic common sense? Are you a fucking Democrat? Because half of the common sense principles that the Republicans now hold are Democrat principles. They're not Republican. They're not Republican. That's half the problem. I'll say, Kay, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. It's the same shit we see with the church. Oh, if we don't expand our basic... Stop it. You either are or aren't what you are. I don't believe for a second. Look at the demographics. Yeah, we've got a lot more liberals in this country. You need to change the culture. You need to swing them back. You don't need to change into chameleons for them. Again, Republicans get elected in Republican areas. In Democrat areas, Republicans don't get elected. Doesn't matter what their policy is, because they're Republicans. The proof of that is Kamala Harris is trying to run on Donald Trump's platform, and the left is eating it up. So it doesn't matter who's saying what. It matters what jersey they're wearing. That's the problem. And until people wake up and figure that shit out and go, we need to wake people up and stop voting for jerseys and vote for what you actually believe in. Because on the streets, time and time again, when people are interviewed about issues specifically and they take politics out of it, they believe in conservative values. Don't run from conservative values. People are begging for conservative values. They're begging for conservative values. We don't just need to maintain offices. We need to change the United States. We need to swing it back into where it belongs. And you don't do that by further expanding your base. Welcome to the Zoom room, Kay. Test your mic. No, your mic's off. There you go.
Is the mic off?
Yeah, go ahead, say something.
Mic off.
Okay, very good.
There you go. Okay, you're going to have to turn off your other volume. We're getting a loop.
Can you hear me?
I can. Say something again.
Can you hear me?
Hold on.
Okay, now your mic's off. Your mic's still off. Still off, by the way. There it goes. Now it comes on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are we good?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
No, you still got that loop in the background.
How about now?
No, you still got that loop in the background.
No, you're gonna have to turn off the YouTube volume. Say something.
Volume.
I'm sorry about this.
Say something.
No, that's okay. Donna's used to this game here.
All right.
No, that's okay. Don.
No, see now the volume is on a loop again.
No, see now the
Am I supposed to shut off my speaker or the speaker on the computer?
The speaker on the computer.
Speaker on the computer.
Thank
Whatever's
YouTube.
Yeah, whatever's playing on YouTube.
The YouTube button.
Yeah, whatever's playing on YouTube.
The YouTube button.
You're playing on YouTube.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Turn off the YouTube volume. And just listen to the volume coming through Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And just listen to the volume coming through Zoom meeting. Okay. And just listen to the volume.
How's this?
That's better.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Are we good?
We're good. Yeah. You see, now we're not getting that perpetual loop. You need to listen to Zoom when you're on Zoom, but then turn off the volume on YouTube.
As I told you before, I am technologically challenged.
No, we worked you through it. That's fine. I just can't see what you I can tell when your mic is on or off. That's all I can tell. I can't see what you're doing with the rest of the stuff. But welcome to the room. We're sorted out.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, hello, my friend, and my friends, if I may say so. Number one, no, I am not a Democrat. Number two, My only point is that we need to get into office to be able to affect anything at all. And I understand what you're saying about the conservative cause. I really do. I've been there for many years, but having grown up in Massachusetts, and I hate to say that because many people will read something bad into that, but I was there for the Republican Revolution, and we got Republicans in office who were at heart true conservatives, but you cannot implement that in the community or the nation at large. Don't forget, we are if I may say so, a social democratic nation in effect. Maybe not by heart, but that's the fact of the matter these days.
No, we're not.
The cities are.
No, we're not. Yeah,
The
cities
big
run more of a
cities.
socialist type of thing, but we are not a social democrat. We are a constitutional republic. And until we stop using the terms that the left are using incorrectly, we're not going to get any headway. We're not a socialist nation at all. Having social programs doesn't make you a socialist country or a social country.
Well, in the eyes of many, it does.
Yeah, I don't care about the eyes of many. I'm talking about reality.
Okay, very good. I will take that point to heart. But the fact, again, I just go back to my original premise. We need to, if we were to strip down to our true conservative roots as a Republican Party, if it were only to be the United States Constitution, and that simple, short piece of paper would be it, you wouldn't get too far, because we do have a Supreme Court, we do have a Congress that has, over the years, certainly since the 50s, increasingly liberal.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, Donald Trump is no Republican himself.
No. He was a hired gun, and he wears the badge, but yeah, he's a classic Democrat.
Well, every now and then you need a hired gun. Let's put
No. That was never. Look, that's time and place, and I'm voting for him. This will be the first election that I voted for a Democrat. He's wearing a Republican badge, but I'm voting for a Democrat. Why? Because the alternative, I can't afford not to do it.
Well, again, I think that the greatest threat to America right now is the left.
Yeah.
And because they are going increasingly left, I too will vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite candidate, but that's the way it goes.
Right, and I'll keep calling. I'll call balls and strikes against Donald, just like I always have. Yes, I'm biased, but I'm fair, and I'm honest about things. So, like when Donald was saying that when he gets elected, he's going to either have insurance companies mandate that they pay for all IVF treatments, or the federal government's going to come in and pay for it. I'm like, wrong. Wrong. That's pandering to your left.
Well, I don't think that the government should pay for any of that.
Right. Oh, exactly. And people are but they're already paying for abortion, so it's like, no,
education.
They need to stop paying for all of that.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Right. And the problem is a lot of people aren't calling balls and strikes. They call it based on who the politician. I don't do that. So when Donald steps in it, I'll call him on it. It's not a problem. It's our duty as citizens to call. It doesn't matter just because you elect somebody and voted for them doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything they say or not point out their crap when they dish it out. It's like,
I agree.
Call them.
I agree.
Well, it would be nice if we could have a decent conversation, but you can't. You just can't have a conversation with those people.
Whose people, though?
Not with those people, but as I have said to the Mr. Cowboy before, this is one venue where we can have conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you got to understand. I've said this before, that people are on the right and the left. They can exhibit the same types of behaviors. the lockstep marching, the hero worship and idol worship. There's people that are worshiping Trump and he can do no wrong, and then there's people like me. There's like, no, he's a flawed individual. I wish that I didn't have to vote for him, but I've got no choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll support his candidacy, but I'm not gonna. Okay, because of that, then anything that he says and does, it's okay with me. No, it's not.
I have over the years criticized Trump on many occasions for his excesses.
Yeah.
Let's just put that politely.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking. I'm talking about political and.
He is a man of excesses. Yes, yeah, I get you, Kay. He is a man of excesses, and I've spoken out against his excesses across the board long before he was a politician.
I actually loved him long before he was a politician.
Oh, he was the darling of the left. It always gets me. It always, this is the thing that puts a burr in my saddle when he goes, I'm not a politician. And people go, Donald Trump wasn't a politician. It's like, yes, he was. He was a high dollar, high rolling businessman. And if you don't think that goes hand in hand with politics, you don't know what you're talking about. Politics and high end business are bed partners. There's no, one's on the right side of the bed and one's on the left side of the bed. That's all it is.
Right.
So it's like, of course he was he knew he was an outsider. He knew all the inside because he had to sleep with them, metaphorically speaking.
You cannot be in business and not be in politics.
Right. And the higher you get in business, the higher you get in politics. They're bedfellows. So again, whenever he's an outsider and he's not, it's like you're kidding me, right? He wasn't this outsider coming to save the day. He was a high rolling politician or a high rolling businessman.
I will say this to his credit: had he stayed in business and not entered politics, he'd be a much wealthier man today.
Yeah, he could be, but I always have to point out Trump is not as successful as people think he is.
Yeah, I know, all the bankruptcies and everything else.
Yeah. So he's doing great. That's like me going, I got $1 million and I had $1 million and I'm rich because I have 250,000 now. It's like, you got 250,000, but and that's the story of Donald Trump. He is a wealthy man. He's not as wealthy as his persona. And his persona over the years, that's been his big selling ticket. I mean, hell, look at how many businesses he had. It really wasn't him. He just licensed his name.
Well, I know I went out shopping today and I could not buy any Trump steaks anyplace. I couldn't find them. So,
Trump steaks? Are you talking about meat or?
Yeah. He used to have a Trump steak.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah. He had Trump steaks. Yeah, there's, but again, and here's another thing in support of Trump. In all fairness, most businesses fail. That's another thing people don't understand. Most businesses fail. You look around you and you see businesses everywhere. Well, they're only a fraction of what tried to be in business. Most businesses fail.
But they run out of money.
Well, some run out of money, some just they're wrong time, wrong place. There's tons of reasons why businesses fail, but most businesses fail.
Yeah. And I think it's something like 50% of businesses failed within the first year or two.
Right, it's pretty quick, yeah.
It is.
Which is another reason why you don't notice it, because most of the time, you probably didn't notice the businesses was there in the first place. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
We certainly knew when his business was there because he promoted it.
Right. See, that's the thing with Donald Trump is it's all about Trump and he makes sure that everybody hears it and sees it, so you notice it with him. And so again, I'm fair. It's like, yes, Trump is not as successful as his persona and image and what people think he is. But on the other hand, most businesses fail, and most of them fail rather quickly. So it's
Well, in a sense, are any of us as strong and successful as our personas put out there? In a sense, you know,
Yeah, some are. Some are.
some are.
Some are. But, me, I try to. Here, most people think I got a lot more money than I do. Most people think I'm more successful than I am. That's why I tell people, no, I've been running 10 years on my own dime. Which I guess says something. It's okay. But I'm not rolling in the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I work, y'all know how much I work. I work a lot.
Well, just to put these podcasts together or these web sessions or whatever you call them, they don't take 5 minutes. Let's put it that way.
Well, not to get it going. Well, I can get the show started in 5 minutes, but it didn't take me 5 minutes to put all the pieces together the first time.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You have to build infrastructure. You have to build a business,
Yeah.
and
And I gotta have all the equipment, and all of that's paid for, and that was out of my own dime. And so yeah, I tell people, hey, hit the donation links in the description of the show, and everybody, I try, look, it's not going to. Everybody goes, somebody else will take care of it. Well, that mentality means nobody will take care of it because everybody's waiting for somebody else to. But enough of that. But yeah, so yeah, some people by virtue of self-promotion fool people into thinking that they're more successful than they are, and then other people they just are. Like Ben Shapiro, he's pretty successful. He doesn't lie about it. His stuff is right out in the open anyways. He's a very successful young man.
oh yeah.
Matt Christensen, he's more successful than I am. He makes more money than I do.
Well, I believe that your following is growing, and when I can afford to hit that button, I shall certainly do it because I very much.
Well, it's much appreciated, but I just try to let people know, and I always feel guilty. I always feel guilty about hey, send me money. But then you go on any other person's show, and they start their show with that. They mention it at the beginning of the show, and they end their show with that. They don't care, and sometimes it's a big long commercial. I just feel guilty about it. It's like, oh man, I hate asking for money. Like I told people, I could take my guitar downtown and busk and make more money than I make off of my countless hours here. You were saying what there, Kay?
I was saying that you do what you have to do, and you slowly but surely build a following as you are doing. And I just want you to know that it's very much appreciated by people.
Well, thank you. But again, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've been hammered. Facebook screwed me. I've talked about that story. It's like,
I only found you, I think it was last month.
yeah, a lot of people just found me within the last probably 4 months.
Yeah.
But I've been out there.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Just getting back to this Big Tent philosophy, I just want to say this. As much as I hate to admit that it's true, I just feel that we need to win before we can do anything.
Right, and no, I get your belief. I just think that we have gone past the point where expansion does anything. Like I said, people aren't winning or losing electoral seats, be it mayor, be it governor, senator, congressman, whatever. They're not winning or losing it just because their policies aren't wide enough. It tends to be what's the demographic that they're running in. That's the reality. What's the demographic?
Yeah, but don't you think that in order for true conservatives to move forward, especially in this media-driven age, you have to. There was a book written by a conservative columnist who actually I think works for the New York Times these days, named Ross Douthat.
Okay.
D-O-U-T. And he wrote a book probably about 10 years ago, and he said the best way to it was kind of put sublimely. The best way to advance a conservative cause was to buy off enough people to join it. And I understand that that is not the way conservatives work. But
Right.
don't forget that just, what was it, 30 years ago or so, until Fox News came around, conservatives did not have a place in the media.
Yeah, and they still didn't. Fox News isn't conservative.
No,
They're just right. They're just not the far left. They appeared conservative because they weren't so far left that they look like the other stations. But yeah, no, I get your point. But they're not. And people are waking up to that too and going, yeah, they're not conservative. They're not. They've got some conservative voices on it, but the network isn't conservative.
Yeah.
Here's my, what does it gain a man to get the world and lose his soul?
I understand.
If to get into office you have to become that which you are diabolically opposed to, you are no better than they are. The issue, like I said, the issue isn't that, and again, we're coming off the backside of a wave. People have had enough of the far left. There has been no better time, and the polling with the younger generation is showing this, that the younger generation coming up now have had it with the woke bullshit, and they're actually being more conservative than in past generations. We're coming off of the wave. The Republican Party has gotten too big and too broad and have become meaningless, failing to realize that, again, it's about jerseys. It's not about policies. It's about jerseys. And you can never outgive the left. That's how the left hey, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that. You can never outgive them. So stop playing their game. That's the same way as the folks were talking to me about the IVF and then abortion. It's like, well, if we're going to do this, it's like, no, stop this if we're going to. We don't need to do anything. The same way as California, I don't know if he signed it into law, but it passed and it went sent to his desk, a law that's going to allow illegal people into this country to qualify and get home loans and down payments paid for by the taxpayer. Illegals. And then people are like, well, no, we don't need to give them to illegals. We need to give it to, it's like, no, you don't need to give home loans and down payments to Americans either. That's not the job of the government.
Right.
That's where the problem is. We need to get rid of this. well, if they're going to give, we need to no, stop it. We need to stop all of that. We don't have the money, and it's not authorized by the Constitution. It's not the role of government.
And I don't have a problem with all these programs coming around, but they should not be funded by the federal government. I mean, that is not the job. That is not the duty of the taxpayer.
No, it's not.
When we have veterans living in shelters,
I don't care about them.
Well,
I don't care. No, and I'll tell you why. And you go, okay. I've spoken about this before. Not all people who serve in the military are honorable. Not all people who serve in the military are brave. Not all people who serve in the military are the best and the brightest. And in fact, the military tends to attract quite the opposite. And anybody who serves knows that for a fact. What is owed to veterans is, number one, did you honorably fulfill your obligation in your contract with the nation? And did the nation fulfill its contract with you? Above and beyond that, you don't owe them anything. If you're a veteran and you got out and you're a shit sandwich and you can't keep a job and you're living out on the street, you need to get your life in order. The country doesn't owe you a damn thing. What they owed you is what you signed up for and what your contract is. Mm-hmm. That's it. So that's when I say I don't care. I care that anybody is homeless. I care. It bothers me. But it shouldn't be because he's a veteran, so he should get. No. Sorry. No, they shouldn't. Did they get what was promised to them in their contract? Yes? Done deal. Did they could take advantage of the GI Bill. Do it. They can get a VA loan. Do it. Those are not gifts that were given after the fact. That's in your contract. Did you serve Kay?
Not in uniform, but yes, I did.
What does that mean?
The Graysons.
The what?
Agency work.
Okay. Well, in the military, you get a contract. Hey, Wayne, welcome to the show. He says, and what you earned if you honorably completed your service. Right. Wayne is retired military as well. It's a two-way street. It's a contract that goes both ways. You've got to fulfill your contract, and they have to fulfill theirs. And anything above that is not owed to you. It's not owed to you. If you're a veteran and you got into drugs and alcohol and you're a shitty person and you're living out on the street, you're just like everybody else, whether they served or not. Nothing is owed to you because you served. Wayne says, sad thing is that the government changes the rules all the time and keep fulfilling their. Yeah, there's those tricky. yeah, we could do that. We can talk about that for days. But yeah, I'm just talking about generalities here.
But too, when you mention that nothing extra is owed to you, and I agree with that. But when we're throwing so much extra out at the wrong people,
we shouldn't be throwing it out to anybody. See, stop. We shouldn't be throwing. Right. I don't get into that. Well, we're throwing around. My answer is stop throwing it out to anybody.
Well, that's never going to happen.
It's not going to happen as long as people go, that's never going to happen. You need to elect the right people. You need to change the culture. The culture got screwed in the 50s and 60s. We saw a huge shift in culture.
Yeah.
And we just let the left run. We need to start, and it takes just one step at a time. Again, we didn't get here overnight. We're starting to push back on Second Amendment issues. We're making headway. We're making headway on social issues. It's starting. I pointed that out earlier in the year. It's starting. We can't play defeatist yet. It took us 20 years of hard rolling from the left to get us where we're at now. We're not going to suddenly change in one election.
And nor are we going to change the culture in one election.
Exactly, because again, like I said, politics is downstream of culture. The culture is already starting to change. We need to help keep it changing. We're not going to see any positive. The real issues that we're facing, we're not going to see for another 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So no, don't keep playing their game. No, we've got to do the right thing. Narrow that tent.
Well, we do have to play the game in the meantime in order to get elected.
No, you don't. I've already addressed that. No, you don't.
Okay. All right. We disagree on that.
Right. I think our country is ready for Republicans and conservatives to actually act like Republicans and conservatives. Teresa, welcome to the show. She says, I, for one, totally appreciate your dedication and research analysis of all the topics you address. Thank you. You're welcome. Like I said, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know. If I don't know, let's find out. I don't care. But when I know something, I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. So on this issue right there, Kay, we're just seeing this thing from two different angles. And you've presented your side. And I presented mine and why I think that you're wrong. I think that the actual stats and looking at culture and the way the waves work, no, we need to we're coming the backside of the wave. We don't need to widen it. And again, my prediction, within 2 years of this election, no matter who wins, this isn't a if Trump wins or if Harris wins. This is regardless. 2 years after the election, the Republican Party is going to start eating itself alive because they're not Republicans.
Well, as I say, I will continue to make my comments on your comments, and
no, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm just think we have two different avenues of the way to get there. And
Yeah, and I just don't. I don't think your avenue is going to get us there. Your avenue is just going to kick the can further down the road and deepen the hole that we're in. We can't keep getting wider.
Let me put it this way. One of my political philosophies and one of my political beliefs is that we should go back to the original days of the Republic in terms of having a citizens' legislature, which did not meet 365 days a year,
Sure,
collecting millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Right. It should literally be a part-time job.
It should be, but the reality is it never will.
No, the machine's gotten too big for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna go back. There's some things baked into the cake now that are going to be virtually impossible to get out, but we need to do what we can to correct the problems that we can, and know that that's where the left has an advantage over the right. The left, if they want, like, let's say 10, it's easier dealing with numbers. They want 10, and they get 3. They consider it a win, and then they keep pushing, and they want 10, and they get 3, and they consider it a win, and they keep pushing. They go for 10, and they get 3, and they consider a win. What are we at now? 9? You see how that works? The Republicans and the right goes, they want a 10. Even if they had a 9, they consider it a loss. They stomp their feet and they go home. That's what the left has over the right, is they just keep rolling. They just keep rolling. And they realize a little bit at a time.
I would say that defines more of today's Republicans.
Well, no, right, because, yes, I'm talking about today. I'm talking about today.
Yep.
The state of being that we are today. I can't go back to 1880. I can't go back to 1830 or 1930. I got to go with year 2000 on. I'd even say even mid 80s on. The right has stopped fighting, and then they don't take any win as a. I mentioned this all the time about guns. More and more states. Holy shit. We're over half of the states now that are constitutional carry. Who'd have thunk that? I mean, it should be every state, but who'd have thunk that? We get more and more. We had, 5 of them last year? Something like that.
I think even New York State now has constitutional carry, does it not?
No, it does not. No.
I believe that they reversed that either earlier this year or last year to make that the case.
No, they are not. Okay, they're not. I'll give you time. You can go and look that up after the show. No, they are not. They're still one of the worst states out there. What they did is they reversed some issues with carrying and applying for permits and stuff like that. Where they had to prove, one of the big things was you had to prove a need and all that. They've reversed some things, but no. Oh, it'd be great if it is. I like upstate New York. I'd visit more often.
I thought that Justice Thomas shot that one down.
No, it's still in play. They are not constitutional carry. Gus says no. Yeah, they're still a shit show. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And Massachusetts is even worse. We've got some court battles coming up for Massachusetts. They've damn near outlawed everything now. Which is why I don't go down there. If I even get close to the border, I'm like, where the hell am I? Turn around. If I think I smell the border, I turn the car around.
Yeah. Well, you cannot cross the border if their laws do not comply with yours. So
right. Well, I open carry. I just can't do it.
Yeah, well, you cannot do that in Massachusetts, but you can do it in Maine.
Yes, you can do it in Maine. So I can do it in Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine, or not Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. So that's where I tend to go. If I have to get around, I drive through the states, like skirt through the edge of New York, or just drive straight through. Make sure I got gas, follow the rules of the road, scoot through the states that I should not be exercising my rights legally. Yeah. Hey Gus, welcome to the show. How long you been listening? But yeah, New York's still all screwed up. There was rulings that shot down some of the stuff they were trying to do, but no.
Well, for one, I'm going to let you go off of the audio this evening, and I thank you very much. But when I heard that you were angry with me, I had to call you.
Oh, I get fired up. That's as you see, it doesn't last long. It doesn't last long. It's a pressure relief valve.
Okay, good enough. All righty, sir. You have a good evening, and thank you for tonight's show.
You too, and thanks for joining.
Keep it up.
Thank you. Gus says the entire show. Gus must have been rolling up there. It's like, oh, crap. Okay, so Gus was probably rolling. Laurel was probably rolling. And Kay, I was actually pretty light on you. I've been harder on some folks. But yeah, I don't take it. I don't get worked up and keep it going and get personal about it. Or oh, how's the weather up there, Gus? Still cooling off? I was looking at some property. Got a couple of really nice ranches down in southern Montana. They haven't been selling. It's like, oh, it's beautiful. Laurel says yes, she's been chuckling. Yeah, was it gain a man to win the world and lose his soul? So the Republican Party needs to really pay attention to that. To gain the world and lose your soul. Yeah, but back to Montana. It's like, oh, dollar for dollar for the land. It was like, ooh, really nice. I was like, okay, what is it? Oh, it's subalpine. It's because it's like 6,000 feet. The valleys, the average height is 6,000 feet. That's the average. Higher and lower. And it's like, yeah, it's got, I think, 270 something days where it's below freezing. So you wake up in the morning and the water's frozen. Over 200 days out of the year. That's like, no, I don't mind a shortened summer, but I don't want to wake up with 32 in the morning into summertime and then no. Laurel says, does Bill Gates have property anywhere near that you're looking at asking for a friend? No, I don't think so. No, it's not good farmland. He's been buying up farmland from what I understand. They call it agricultural. Agricultural in Montana, means hay. They're growing hay. Yeah, generally when you're in Montana and say it's agricultural, and that's not what Bill Gates is buying. I think it's too far up in the altitudes. I think he's buying up most of the stuff in the lowlands. Yeah, it's Montana's too high. It's too high. There's not a lot of big farmlands. I mean, they've got farms, and like I said, it's agriculture. And then you go and you look, and it's like, yeah, they're growing hay. Yeah, it's grass. You're growing grass. That's not agricultural. I'm talking about corns and beans and yeah. So Bill Gates, I don't think he's buying up a lot of Montana or Wyoming land. They're just not. It ain't the right kind of land. Gus says it was 26 on top of the rock pile today. A high for yeah. I'll bet you it was. It gets cold up there. But yeah, I don't mind. He'll want us to eat grass. yeah. But he doesn't need to. Well, yeah. Until we're eating bugs and grass, he ain't going to be buying up much of that Continental Divide stuff. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I don't mind cooler. Like, I'd be happy if I could live someplace and it's like 75 all year round, drops down to like 50 at night. I'll be happy. I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to go where it's like, oh, you get a month and a half of 85 to 90, and then cool evenings, and then the rest of the year is just horribly cold. No, I can't do that. And the missus wouldn't like that anyways. She hates the cold. She'd move to Montana with me if I wanted to, if I found the right property. But for the other stuff. He says chocolate raspberry tonight. Okay, enjoy. No, no, chocolate covered strawberries. Chocolate covered strawberries. If you're talking about the coffee, Kay. Logistically, man, I love New Hampshire. It's beautiful. All 4 seasons, good weather. We're supposed to be having I think Farmer's Almanac is saying we're supposed to have another dry winter. I want some snow. Just give me some snow. Not rain. Just remember when we used to have snow? Snow. But I'm just tired of people.
Didn't you guys get a lot of snow last year?
No, we had a couple storms, but it wasn't really that much. It was better. It was better than the year before, where every single storm was rain, snow, rain, sleet, snow, rain. Every storm.
I know North Dakota, they got a lot of snow last year.
Yeah, did they? Yeah, we didn't get that much here in New Hampshire. We had a couple decent storms, but not like it used to be. It used to be, heck, at any given time, once you had your first snowfall, you had at least 10 inches or more on the ground, and you were looking at probably at least 2 to 3 feet accumulated. Not, I mean, you get more than that in the year, but it settles and it goes. But yeah, we didn't get that much. Gus says all I see up here is Trump signs. Yeah. You repeated yourself. He says, all I see up here is Trump signs up here. Yeah. That's one up here that you didn't need there, Gus.
Oh, God, we got the freaking grammar police going on.
No, it's like I was reading this like, wait a minute here. I'm repeating myself here. All I see up here is Trump signs up here. And I'm like, all I see up here is Trump signs down there.
Oh, God.
Hey, I'm entitled to give Gus some shit.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, Gus stirs the pot every chance that he can get.
Yeah.
He's sitting there with his evil little grin, and he'll just type something out, and it's like, oh, Gus, you fucker. Oh, goodness. I had forgotten that you were in Zoom until you popped in my ear again, Donna.
Oh, I was just listening to the convo going on.
Gus says good night, Eileen. Yeah, why don't I believe that?
Good night, Gus.
Yeah. What do you think of the Amazon election interference through Alexa?
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
I don't. I'm not up on that, Wayne. That's something that didn't hit my radar.
It was this viral video that went out, and the gal had asked why I should vote for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And Alexa said that she didn't do that. She didn't get into these political things.
Mm-hmm.
It was short and sweet. And then she turned around and asked her why I should vote for Kamala Harris. And I mean, she went
and I'm sure she went off on it. Yeah, they've done that shit with all sorts of issues like that. Yeah. I hadn't heard that.
Oh God, it was funny.
Yeah, Wayne, I've been looking at other stuff. I've been busy with everything else. Trying to keep my sanity. I need a place. Again, I need a place where I can look up in the sky and see the stars. And Gus is like, you can see the stars in New Hampshire. No, you can't. You can see some. You get out where there isn't any light discipline. The fuck is it?
City lights.
Yeah, it's light. What is it? Was it pollution? There we go. Light pollution.
Yeah.
You get
Light
where
pollution.
there's no light pollution. So you're looking at, the Continental Divide out in the desert someplace, and you look up and you go, holy shit. There's some stars. Yeah, we don't see stars like that up in the Northeast. There's too much light pollution. So I don't want to hear anybody. I don't want to see anybody from my porch. And I want to see the stars. It's not too much to ask. Wayne says, I pulled up Alexa in my Kindle and tried it today. I have the same answer for both. Can't answer that because they don't favor. Yeah, and I don't mind that. But it's when they just switch it one way or the other. They did the same thing with racial issues and stuff like that. You ask about a white, no, you can't, da-da-da-da-da-da. You ask about it, and it's like, yeah. Judy says there are stars that didn't even know was there. Yeah, it's like, man. Want me to send you pictures? It's freaking dark up here. No, trust me, it's still not. It's still not. Yes, the further north you get in New Hampshire, the more stars you see. Yes. I've been up there. Yes. It still ain't like it is out, Midwest, out in the desert someplace, someplace away from any population areas. The East Coast just has far too many lights. You think you've seen a lot there up north, and it's like, man. Wayne's been out in the desert too, right, Wayne?
What's the population of where you are, your town?
My town? Oh, my town's only like, I think 6,000, something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
It's a small town. But we're outside a major city. Well, as they go for New Hampshire. And we're still on the East Coast, so. Laurel says when it's pitch black and no lights for miles. That is perfect. Wayne says, if you asked, why should I vote for Trump? It said they couldn't answer because it would favor one party over the other. But if you asked why not vote for it, yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid. They need to just stop that. I have been out west. Personally, it's about the same. I saw the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights. Yeah, you can see that up here too. But yeah, the most stars I saw anywhere was in Colorado and Adak Island, Alaska, when it was clear. Yeah. You get away from population centers. It's amazing. The amount of you think you've seen a lot until you get to these places. Like, wow, just amazing. When I'm in those clear skies and look up, it literally makes you dizzy. It's like, holy shit! It's like you can just touch them, and it's just wow. It's just whatever. But yeah. I don't think I'm asking for a lot. Do y'all think I'm asking for a lot? Logistically, though, it's a pain in the ass. It's all about light pollution and air pollution, right? Air and light pollution and the lack of filters out so many of the lights. Yeah, you go further up north here in New Hampshire, you see a lot more. It is nicer, but it ain't the same. It sounds like a good idea to me. Yeah. Now I can look for some land up north, and that's fine. The problem is it's hard to get any good chunks of land, and then whether it's cleared. There's a lot of trees in New Hampshire. I don't know, folks. I told you about this. New Hampshire's pretty damn green. A lot of trees. I love driving the twisties just because I like to drive the twisties, but you don't see anything till you pop up over a hill and stuff. And then you might see something. It's not like out west. Peggy says, I'm calling it a day now. Good night, all, and thank you, John. You're welcome, Peggy. Damn
Hey,
it.
Peggy.
Damn it, Peggy. He's like, oh, shit. I'm in the sights, too. No, thank you for joining the show. Oh, shit, it's after 10. Judy says, I would do damn near anything. No, she didn't say damn. I would do near anything to be in the country again. I miss the stars. Yeah. Gus says, night, Peggy. Laurel says, good night, Peggy. Yeah, look, I moved from here. This is the last place I lived was Manchester, and that's New Hampshire's biggest city. I've lived in bigger cities. I've lived in bigger cities. I don't like cities, but I moved from there to here, and this is like you would think, it's like I said, Norman Rockwell town. And I thought it was pretty. It was fine for the first couple years. And then the shine wore off, and then you had stupid politics and stupid neighbors and stupid. I'd rather be back out in the country, whether it's here in New Hampshire or Montana or wherever. I just want to be out. The good thing about New Hampshire, though, is you can be from a populated area, and within 5 minutes, it's like you're out in the middle of nowhere, even though you have neighbors, because there's so many trees. I've said there's a lot of trees. But still, I just rather, I hate waking up and hearing noise. Gus says, my town has 4,000 people. Boscawen has less than my town. Yeah, your town center is smaller than my town, too. Oh, my nose. But you're so close to Concord. It's just because you got Concord, Pennacook. I used to live in Pennacook, too. House I used to live in now is a AutoZone or some crap like that. They sold the property out.
Concord was pretty big town.
Yeah, for New Hampshire. It's the state capital. You got Concord. I think Nashua was bigger than Concord. Manchester's the biggest. Queen City. It's the biggest city. What town up here has 14? Oh, is it Pittsburgh? What the hell's that town? It's the first. They open up their polls first, don't they? Gus? What the hell's the name of that town? What the hell's the name of the town? Oh, Hart's Location? Yeah, that's different. That's a different town. Yeah, Hart's Location, that's in the White Mountains. Yeah, the most popular: Manchester, Nashua, and then Concord in the state. Smallest town. Yeah. Let's see what their population is now. Oh shit, they're up. They're up. In 2018 they were at 44 Hart's Location. Let's see here. Yeah, they seem to be hovering between 30 and 40, just over 40. Hart's Location. Yeah, they got a lot of small towns. I'm trying to think of that town. What's that town where they vote first in New Hampshire? Dixville Notch, no. It was a place way up north. I can't find it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But yeah, well, we've made it. We've made it the 2 hours plus. Gus stayed the whole time. Was there anything else the folks wanted to hit on before we close this show out? That's it, Dixville Notch. All 6 votes. last time, all 6 votes in Dixville went to Nikki Haley. Oh, my goodness. Laura says, I think you covered all the bases. Laura was over there. She's hiding behind her sandbags. Pew, pew. Oh. Yeah, I ain't gonna rehash. I said what I said. Gus says, hey, I was doing the same. Yeah, it's okay. Gus was like, yeah, somebody else is taking fire. It's all good. It's all good. We are to sharpen each other as steel sharpens steel. Well, there's Father John speaking scripture again. I said what I said, and I'm sticking to it. What movie? Oh, my goodness, my nose itches. There's a song about that, too. Laurel says, I was waiting to see if the barge with the fireworks was going to just blow up. Yeah. Oh, fireworks. Oh, my goodness. It's okay. It's okay. Well, thank you all. It was an interesting show. Hey, Wayne, you still there? Goes, yeah, you stopped talking military stuff and deserts and stars. Keeping quiet. He goes, yeah, there you go. There you go. Judy says I was ready to duck and run. Yeah. Oh, man, my nose itches. Yeah, Judy wasn't here when we discussed the ring. We discussed the whole ring. So you're gonna have to listen from the beginning again there, Judy. Catch all that. But yeah, next show Sunday. Same time, same place. She says, I will. Damn right you will. Judy, you didn't post up your soap pictures, soap and candle pictures. I posted up twice for you, and you just didn't do it. Wayne says, I promise not to keep the conversation going. You're trying to leave. Yeah, that's what happened. You got me a whole hour. You got me, well, we're heading for that. You get me damn near a whole hour the last time, Wayne. We've done it in the past. We've done 3-hour shows. We used to do more 3-hour shows than we have lately. Judy says, I really have been busy, but I will soon. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I just thought that I'd yell at you again and say, yeah, I keep telling you. But, yeah, we covered the bases tonight. Says, I'm out of here. Oh, no, he says, I'm here to pick off the stragglers. That's that. See, I said you said something you didn't say that wasn't even close to it. But Laurel says, come on, Judy, get those pictures posted. Yeah. Well, she'll get around to it. She opens up the mailbox one day, and there's a little box with a little doodad in it. She goes, what's this? Well, it's a round to it. It's a round to it. It's like, be alert. The world needs more alerts. But, yeah. I'll be up bright and early, posting some stuff. The missus took the last couple days off so she could be with me, going over to Vermont. So she got a day off tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. And I'll see you Sunday evening, same time, same place. I'll try to keep up with stuff online and get some more goodies out there for you. Again, those who have the wherewithal and they think it's worth it, go ahead and hit the links in the description of the show. Every bit is much appreciated. How about the ship commander that got relieved of duty? Yeah, which one is that? There's been a couple reliefs of duty here lately. Judy says, good night, y'all. Thank you for a great show.
Good night, Judy.
Rose says, have a good night. There you go again, Donna. Didn't realize you were there. That reminded me. I play along with backing tracks, and there's this one backing track that about 8/10 of the way through, so it's almost near the end. It's got this woman's voice that's really loud that says who the backing track is from. Scares the crap out of me every time I do it because I'm not expecting. It's like, holy shit! there's a voice there. The one holding the gun, and Wayne says he was the one that had the photos of him looking through a scope and was installed. Oh, was it that one? They relieved him? Yeah, he was a moron. Relieved for lack of confidence. I would say so. Yeah, he wasn't even holding the damn rifle correctly. And the scope was on backwards, and yeah, I didn't know he got relieved. I know the picture. What a moron. He must have been from the same school that Tim Walls went to. Gee, I guess that way. It looks so much further away. Yeah, you moron. It's backwards. I guess if it's smaller in it, I'm sniping smaller. There was a female commander that got relieved of command too. I'd mentioned about there was a female command sergeant major as well that got relieved. Oh man, my nose is itching. What the hell? DEI. I'm telling you, the military's got some problems, and I hate saying that. I don't say it because I'm anti-military. I say it because I love our military. It's like, what the hell? Wall's entire family is voting for Trump. Yeah, go ahead and play from the beginning. I covered that. My view on that whole situation is a little bit different than most people's. Their gut instinct is to do one thing, and mine is, no, I don't think so. Gus says, okay, I'm done. Stop it, Gus. You and Wayne, stop it. We're going to shut this show down. Thank you all for joining the show. Again, see you online on Facebook. And see you on. She says, no, you're not.
Good night, all.
Good night, Donna. Good night, everybody. And I will see you next Sunday, this coming Sunday. And Facebook until then. Wayne says, always a pleasure. Indeed. Now, everybody get some sleep. God bless and take care.